Hello and welcome to Sold Out Chat, the gathering for marketing experts and organizational leaders that want to get to sold out status. I'm Kay, the marketing associate here at Above Promotions. Each month, we will cover tools, innovations, policies, and strategies to help you sell out of products or reach capacity with your booked services. This month's chat will cover revamping the marketing stack for 2023 with Ebony Voss. We'll discuss how you can stay ahead of time with your competitors by choosing the right marketing tech stack for your business and offer you, the listeners, a way to continue the conversation at the end. Be sure to listen all the way through for the details. Our guest for today is Ebony Voss. She is the founder of and CEO of Above Promotions, one of the few marketers in the world with an engineering degree and published research focused on human behaviors and statistical data. She is going to share with us tips on how you can revamp your marketing stacks for 2023. Hi, Ebony. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Kay. I'm I'm laughing over here, and just for those that are listening, when you do these types of things, you have like the behind the scenes conversations before you go live, and we were just kind of laughing at ourselves preparing for this session today. So we're used to being on Twitter, and we decided let's move to LinkedIn for today's discussion or this month's discussion. So I am glad that I have great team members and that Kay can laugh with me when we fumble through a few different things. So, welcome to the Sold Out Chat. If you have not joined us before on Twitter Spaces, we're so glad that you're here. We have. So, with that said, I'm going to pop in here because I think I may have lost Kay. Again, we're moving through this new platform for us. So basically, a marketing stack. Let's talk about what that is. And I know oftentimes people get very hung up on the technology part of it. So let's kind of back up for a minute. When we think about all the things that we need to do for marketing, whether it's building the communications, whether it is organizing what we're going to say, the ability to time when we're going to say it, the ability to track all of the content and gather to get approval for the content that we're sharing. These are all things that we do in general in marketing that can be done offline. You don't need tech to do it. However, tech is very helpful, and we always want to use anything that we can help us to get to the finish line quicker. So with that said, when we take a look at what's in the typical marketing tech stack, we're thinking our CRM, our content management system, we're thinking social media management platforms, we're thinking about advertising, whether that is how we're advertising within certain geofence, whether we're advertising within a online platform on different publishers, doing paid online advertising. We're thinking about the SEO, the landing pages. I mean, as much as even VR and AR, where we can integrate those things, marketing automation, digital signage, computer vision, analytics, and more. And so these are some of the things in which we tend to look at as far as being a part of our marketing stack. And so when we think about where that looks like today and where it's going to look like in the future, I think today is going to be a pretty good conversation.
Thank you for having me back there, Ebony. I'm sorry I had some technical difficulties earlier. So yeah, hearing about that, we actually have a lot of, even with our organization, we have a lot of, marketing technology that we're also using for our clients. And it's really great that we are able to share this with everyone so that they could also, since digital marketing is evolving and a lot of things we need to, streamline the process and stuff like that. So we really need to know the marketing technology that we could use to improve more of our business or to get ourselves to sold out status. So yeah, by the
And that's true because
Mhm.
oftentimes there's so many. I think that the last time I checked, it said there are 100,000 different marketing technology solutions in the marketplace right now. It is a ridiculous number, and you could easily be overwhelmed, and you could easily end up ordering more than what you need. So it's a good thing that we can have conversations like this.
Yes, yes, right. Because a lot of times, especially if a business owner is not very, tech savvy, they tend to buy things that they don't really need and end up,
Yeah,
spending more than what they should, right?
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay, so moving on to our next question. What are the factors that we need to consider in choosing the right marketing technology?
So we have to start off with the growth goals, and this is how many customers do you need to acquire? How much revenue are you looking to generate? Are you looking at how you want to reduce churn and increase repeat business? So these are all three different questions, and these three different questions require three different strategies. So how many more customers do you need to acquire? This means you might be taking a look at different tech tools, marketing tech tools to help you reach your specific target market audience in a very wide location or geolocation of people. When I say it's very specific, is we might need to find every Jane Smith who is in the CFO role at a company that is 500 million or more, that is located, has headquarters in the US, but specifically within this, they have offices within the Southeast. Now that's a very specific target audience, and that's how you should narrow down. But you want to meet more of the Jane Smiths. So there might be marketing tech that will help you meet more of those Jane Smiths. If you want to increase revenue, this could be a matter of like how often are you being able to add on different services and expand the type of services that you're going to offer. And then when we ask the question, how do you reduce churn? Well, if people have your software and all of a sudden they don't know how to use it, they feel like it's not very UX friendly, there are tools that can help to do that. So I always say start off with the growth goal that you have in mind, and then you want to outline, which is step two, it's just to outline the strategies that you want to achieve your goal. Because again, there are like 100,000 marketing tech platforms out there available for you. And so once you define your growth goals, you then need to strategize. There are some aspects where it will be good to have a marketing tech tool, such as like an AI content writer. That might help you to some extent, but overall, that AI tool is not going to be able to give you the idea to actually craft and customize that information to your particular brand, and then allow you to divide it up and present it in a biteable and easy digestible format. So that's why it's going to be important that during the step two, you're brainstorming and outlining those strategies and growth goals, and think about who is a part of the team that's going to help you take it forward. So I would say that step number three of that would be to test, measure, and update the marketing tech stack. It is so easy for people, small businesses and large businesses, to order a bunch of software and then they never go back to actually making sure everything is connected and or that they even need it, because as software continues to evolve, a software may have started off with just one type of solution they're providing, but in the end, they end up going ahead and trying to solve for many different areas. So I think that it's very good for you to have this ability to say, let's go back and review, and let's go back and measure, and let's go back and test. And so what we do for our customers is we do a lot of the testing on our end. So for smaller companies or bigger companies, they're trying to figure out what they're doing for the marketing tech stack, and we do a lot of that internally. So, and I, I love that each of my team members, including UK, like to join in on some of the testing, because we will test and we will move on from software so quickly. So it's good to have people on the team. who have a true love for this.
Yes, right. Because a- as a team member of Pop Promotions, I actually am like it's my passion to keep learning and learning. And in this business, it's really important. I don't know, maybe all kinds of business. It's very important that we keep learning and keep moving forward to this new innovations that's coming out. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is the
So,
marketing? Oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yep. And I was going to say a couple of other things to consider too that I didn't touch base on just now was how much funding. That's a reality, right? Because you're going to have a budget. So the funding is definitely something that you should also take into consideration, and how that software will integrate. So those are two other areas that I didn't mention in that time. But go ahead. Next question.
Okay, so, what does the marketing trend look like for the upcoming year?
Yes. So I have like 5 areas that I feel like every business needs to be honed in and looking at. And then I'm going to name them all 5 really brief, and then I'm going to go back and share a little bit more. So one is event marketing. Having that tool and platform that can help you produce events in person or online is going to be key. The second one is surveys, having a good survey platform. And I'm going to explain in a minute why that's important. Market research, having a good market research tool. The fourth one is privacy software, and we're going to dive into that in a minute. And we kind of covered that in our last sold out chat last month, on Twitter when we talked about privacy. And then the final one, is going to be demo video, and demo explainer videos. So let me back up to the top one, event marketing. So right now we're at this place where people are looking for more seamless type of interactions. They're looking for a seamless type of in-person event and a seamless type of online event. So in person, we're talking about how easy is it for people to get checked in? How easy is it for people to know and be able to tweet or to share photos? How easy is it going to be for people to interact and know who is there and interact while they're in that environment? And there are a lot of different event marketing tools to help with the in-person aspect. And I think, just a basic tool like Eventbrite, everybody knows Eventbrite, and they've completely evolved, and even added another level of paid versions that I think that some people should try to explore. But for the on-person event marketing, and I keep saying event marketing because I believe that as we saw, like content was became very important and giving people so much information. I believe that event marketing or hosting events is going to be really truly that next iteration that people would rather hear from people. People would rather get experiences than to just simply read a white paper. So I think there's going to be a lot of value in event marketing moving forward. And so I really think that it's a tool that everyone should have some type of event marketing tool within their marketing tech stack. So then number 2, going back to surveys, right? So, we're a partner with Survey Sparrow, and the ability for you to have the insights you need from your customers or potential customers is going to be invaluable. I think as we see the market continue to the economy, not only just here in the US, but globally, continue to expand and contract, I think we're going to find that we need to have a good, honed in, focused type of approach to people and what they need and what they want from the products that we provide to them. And so I believe that surveys is going to be another important one. And then the third one, market research. So we look at market research in a couple of different ways here. We have tools that will allow us to utilize Wi-Fi cameras in order to find out how many people are in a room, who is in there, if they're male or female, their age range, their emotional sentiment. And so that is one way you could do market research with people as they're in person. But the other way.
Okay, I think we've lost Ebony right here for a minute. It's our first time running our sold out chat session here on LinkedIn, so we're kind of having some technical difficulties. Please bear with us, okay? Thank you, everyone. Okay, so while we're waiting for Ebony to come back, is there anyone who would like to share like a marketing technology that they're using right now? Or are you like in partnership or working with an organization who's using like a marketing technology?
Okay, sorry guys. I'm not sure why LinkedIn kicked me out.
You're back.
So yes, we are back. So we had event marketing, surveys, market research, and then privacy software. So in 2023, there are going to be 5 different states with privacy and data laws that are going to be very crucial to companies, um, and making sure that you protect the data. And the unfortunate thing is those 5 states do not have the same rules. So having a software tool that will allow you to have a good understanding of data and privacy is going to be very, very important. And then the final tool is, we notice that a lot of SaaS companies are failing keeping their customers because they're not doing a good job of explaining how a tool is used. And so we are definitely putting on the radar to recommend programs that will allow you to guide people through your software service. So I know we lost LinkedIn for a minute there. So hopefully I managed to cover all 5 of those, but where if I left anything out, Kay, feel free to pop that in.
So far, we were able to cover all 5 of them. Thank you, Ebony.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
are there new marketing solutions that you can suggest to our listeners?
So, I feel as though I have to always mention like the tools that we use a lot and the tools that we've built partnerships with. So, of course, um, I have to shout out Survey Sparrow. They're a partner of us. The marketing research and the product market fit ability that you can gain from their tool, the customer level of customer engagement that you can gain from the tool, I think is unlike a lot of the softwares that are out there. And then I would definitely say having a good tool that is for compliancy with data and privacy is another big um, a big thing. I just can't stress that. I think if I had to stress one over the other because of all the trouble you can get your company into not knowing compliance, I'm going to put that as number one. So there is a tool, and I'm going to spell it because I don't even know how you're supposed to properly pronounce it, but it's called IUBENDA. And so they provide a really good solution to help you with your policy generation, help you with keeping track of your solutions with your cookies and consent, because you always want to make sure that you give people a chance to have consent and um, and to be able to like pull that consent when they want to. And then you want to be able to add to your privacy policy as your marketing tech stacks up. So I think that those are some of the primary tools that I would say you should definitely take a look at. And I know we have one of our folks from Survey Sparrow in the audience. And so, Jaku, if you're there, if you want to pop on just really quick, and because I think that there is something where I feel as though we didn't quite dive into that feedback that you can get from chatbots on websites, as well as how well Survey Sparrow does with offline services. So surveys. So if you want to pop on and just briefly share about the offline survey and the chatbot for websites and doing the surveys from there, we would love to have you share.
Hey, thanks a lot for this invitation. So yeah, I kind of just missed the first like 10 minutes. I was kind of just nibbling around a Google Meet. Then I had Shubham pull me through this, that it was happening inside LinkedIn. So yeah, thanks a lot for this invitation. So just making it cut short, I'll probably share my experience of how exactly we are trying to just put ourselves in the market when it comes to a market research use cases. So we all know for a fact that there are a lot of ways in which you can just execute market research, and primarily it's basically collection of data from a particular audience. And these audience could be the ones who would be visiting your website or who you would be reaching out to have a conversation, right? So I would like to stress on one particular word over here, which is like conversation. So that is what we are just pioneering in, or that is what typically how we have built our surveys to be. So unlike maybe the rest of the competitors in the market, what we primarily focus on is to build conversational surveys. And that also improves the experience of collection of data from the end respondents as well. It should never be an interrogation. There should be an experience which has been created for your respondents in sharing this information to you as well when they do not know you in person, right? So, which is why we always stress on the fact that collection of data through a survey has to be always conversational. So imagine taking a quick marketing use case. You have certain website visitors who is coming to your particular website page. So what if I say that we have solved use cases similar to this, in which a conversational chatbot survey of Survey Sparrow pops up maybe like few seconds into someone visiting your web page with a particular avatar. Maybe it could be your own profile image, probably throwing out some questions. Hey, how can I just help you out with? How's your experience using the web page? Are you looking for the pricing? Can I just connect you with someone? So all these are pre-templated questions in which someone can choose yes or no. So this has turned out to be a great ideology in collection of lead information when you typically do not know who exactly are visiting your page. So how exactly we have cracked this is only by creating a conversational chat survey, maybe a bot on your web page, which would typically pop out at a point when someone spends more than like few seconds on your website. So this could be used in different intervals. So that is one part of it. And like what Ebony has mentioned, we have when it comes to the offline surveys and the classic surveys, the capabilities what we have given inside the platform is well themed into the direction of creating a well belongingness with your own brand, stating that, hey, this is a person from this company trying to just gather some information, and it is not something like an interrogation what we try to do using dropping in these survey questions, asking these questions to people and gathering information. It is more like a conversation. So how often have you thought a survey experience, or conducting a survey, or uh, filling out a survey is more like a conversational rather than something like an interrogation? And everybody will be aware of the fact, whomsoever has just taken long survey questions might be aware of the fact that there is something called a survey fatigue, right? Not everyone will be happy in picking up a survey or looking into the survey. So this is also another challenge which Survey Sparrow typically resolves by creating conversational surveys, by putting across like amazing designs which would captivate the audience attention and move them to complete the survey. And how exactly we can do this is not only by creating conversational surveys, but also the capabilities in reducing the number of open-ended questions and having more options of close-ended questions, which could be more related with marketing, like psychology, something like a heat map, something like a constant sum question type, something like yes or no, opinion scale. So we have like 21 plus question types in which your ideology of collection of information can be translated into a one particular question type, which makes your survey respondent much more easier to conversate with you. And in turn, it is all about gathering all these information, which could be put into very insightful use cases or very insightful reporting capabilities.
And I think what you said there, and I know Kay's over there looking at the clock because she's like, okay, Ebony, we got to get done. So we're gonna wrap this up in a second, Kay. But I
Absolutely.
think,
That would probably
yeah,
be a starter from my end. I'm happy to just extend this conversation. But I mean, I'm just looking at the people who are listening to as well, right? So I thought the more kind of interactions what we have, I'm happy to just answer these questions on how exactly we are trying to crack this conversational survey base.
yeah. And I think what's important to keep in mind too is that with any type of software that we're going to put into saying, hey, this is what we want you to have in your marketing tech stack for 2023, that you need to think about the use for you and how it's going to interact with the customers. And I think that's where Server Sparrow really, really shines in that. And I'm glad we're a partner with them. So with that said, I know, Kay, we're coming up to the half hour and you're going to wrap us up. So thank you so much, Jaku, for hopping on really quick. And Kay, I'll let you take it from here.
Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing that, Shakur. So, what a session today. We really got to highlight some great solutions and things for listeners to keep in mind. Technology keeps evolving, so the tech stack that we may be using now may not be useful in the next few years. So it is really important that we take into account that we review them each year. So we were able to cover what is marketing tech stack, factors to consider in choosing the right marketing technology, how marketing trends look like for 2023, new marketing solutions, plus the additional resources that were shared today by our partner Survey Sparrow. We really can't thank you enough for sharing your wisdom with us today, Ebony and Jaku. So we also want to thank those that tuned in. If you joined us late, do not worry. We will have this recording available on our website, abovepromotions.com. And if you'd like to ask any question about the topic for the upcoming chat, please send us a message. So next month, we'll continue to help you get to sold out status. The next topic is campaigns that worked in 2022 on December 8th on LinkedIn Live Audio here on Above Promotions LinkedIn page. See you then.